Moshpit Passion, for the passion of the music.
First off, thank you very much for the time and for the interview. It was very, how can I say it, spontaneous, because I got yesterday your record and also the appointment opportunity. And of course, I was listening to your new record very carefully yesterday and today. And I have to say, wow, it's very, very positive, if I can say that, because like we all know, it's COVID is going on, but I don't know why, but I feel a personal positive vibe. So can you explain us a little bit why it is so positive? I mean, last year, 2020, I saw in your PR kit that you recorded that, and yeah, it was not the best year for musicians to touring, etc. But maybe you can explain a little bit about the vibe of the record. I don't know if it's only my opinion that it's so positive. So yeah.
Well, I've washed my hands. So we came back from South America at the start of 2020, and we always like to have a plan. So we always like to have something to look forward to. I have a wonderful manager that supports my creativity and artistic vision, and he said to me a while ago at a meeting we had in Cyprus at a festival where we had a day off, when can I expect your next studio album? And I said, it's going to be 2 years at least, because we've just done a trilogy. We've used all of our energy that we possibly have. It was impossible to do it, but we did it. And I said, I've got to have a break now from writing and recording for 2 years. So we had a couple of live albums. We had some things to bring out in our catalogue and some vinyl. And over that time, gradually it started to ferment, and 2020 was the year that we were going to record the album. The last show was in March, and I think it was Burfest, sold out concert, wonderful, wonderful show, playing my old Iron Maiden set list. And then we were going to start recording and do some touring, recording, do festivals, writing, recording. So it all looked positive. And then the shows just went bop, and then the tours went bop. And every time a festival cancelled, it was horribly sad, but it meant we had 3 more days to work on the album. Every time the tour got cancelled, it meant we had another week that we could work on the album. And a very important part of what we do is stepping back and coming back to the ideas with a fresh mind, which you don't always have that opportunity to do. And Chris had the idea of working in blocks of 15 days, right, because that's what quarantine was. So it's like, okay, let's get together for 15 days, 15 days back home, apart, get together again for another 15, and that's how we did it. And we got back from South America, and we were getting a connecting flight from Paris, and all of South America, there's no problems. It was challenging, but fantastic time we had, and then no sign of any problems. And we got into Paris, everybody's wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And the signs up everywhere, COVID, and you go, oh man, it's real. It's absolutely, you're kind of hoping, but it was real. And we already had some ideas. I knew I wanted to have some stories of heroes on the album. And after the first lockdown, when things got very serious, then I knew this has to be positive. And I'm very, very lucky that I've had incredible loyal support from my fans for so many years. and at every concert, there's been a free meet and greet, and people have shared their stories with me about what my music has meant to them, and that's been very humbling.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I am going to be in a very privileged situation. I will actually be inside people's heads. They're going to get me inside their head, and when I'm there, what will I say? And it had to be positive. It had to be something. My philosophy of it's your future in your own hand. The small decisions that you make are important. Choose the words that describe yourself. You choose them. You can choose loser or you can choose warrior. It's your choice how you look at yourself. And I wanted to give that to my fans. I wanted to put that in music. I know a lot of my fans take my music to the gym and that's their workout track, and people leave it in their cars. They leave the CD in their car, and when they're sitting in impossible traffic, not going anywhere, they're going, okay, well, at least I've got some positive vibes from Blaze. So I really wanted to have something positive, and Chris and I worked on every single detail and questioned everything. Is this journey, the journey of this song, is this taking us to a place where in the end we're going to feel uplifted, empowered, where we're going to feel like, you know, before I felt hopeless, now I don't. And Chris would go, right, let's use this chord here because we can get this tone of voice here, and that's going to create this dynamic. And I would say, I want to use this part of my voice here to deliver this lyric, to connect this lyric with this emotion. Right, let's use this chord. Let's play this style here. And we listened to everything from my solo career, back from Silicon Messiah, Man Who Would Not Die, to everything. Before we started, because we were going to be mixing the album, we were producing it, and we wanted to make sure that we were getting the right sound, you know, because we've been bound up in the trilogy for all of that time. And that gave us a kind of shorthand where we'd go, hey, you know what? On this bit of Silicon Messiah, we do this, and that gets us from there to there. Maybe we should do something like that. Oh, on this bit of Blood and Belief, we did, I had that. Why don't we try that to get us from here to there? And so carefully the parts were put in place. Some came in a flash, and then we polished, and others were like the movie Sharknado.
Yeah, Sharknado,
We were getting great big sharks that were the song ideas, and we were wrestling them to death. Get them to make sense. It's like, what? It's like, well, it started off like, so Stephen Hawking, the unstoppable Stephen Hawking, was a short song called The Hawk. Still about Stephen Hawking, but a short song, man, it never made any sense. It's, well, let's try it like this. Maybe it should be quiet. Maybe it should be loud. Maybe it should be slow. Maybe it should be fast. Oh, man, it's insane. Go round and round and round. And on Warrior, we're going, I think it's a fast start. No, it's a quiet start. Well, I think it's quiet. Right, give me both starts on the demo. I will go for a walk and I will decide. And I came back and I said, it's a quiet start. And Chris said, well, I don't think so, but that's your department. All right. And then the next day, Chris said, I can't imagine this being a heavy start. It's the quiet one. It's so we had lots of moments like that. But everything, it's not an accident that it's positive. Everything was supposed to be that way. That's what I wanted. And because we've worked together so closely over the last 3 albums and with the live albums as well, you know, we have a kind of a shorthand to the way we do things. I know I'm impossible. I'm an arsehole. I'm very difficult to work with. And I know Chris has to put up with a lot. He's a hugely talented guy. Somehow we both have one thing that we agree on, and that is the song is the most important thing, and we love the power of metal. So this album, you could say, is very, very cheesy because we've taken all of the cliches and all of the tools that we have as metal musicians that you can use in any song, and we've put them in places to give you that vibe as a listener, like, yeah, I'm feeling good. And that's what we wanted. And of course, I'm very nervous about it because we finished the album, we do the mix. I wanted big guitars, dominant. I wanted melodies that literally parted your hair and screaming solos, you know, everything that as a 14-year-old I loved about metal. And it's a different mix, it's a different way of doing things. And you know, we thought, oh man, it's so different to the trilogy. We just hope that people are gonna remember that I'm a solo artist and I'm not just making concept albums. And so far people have understood and got the positive vibe, and it's been good, man. So I feel really, really lucky that all of that agony and the hard work has paid off. You know, it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's hours and hours of work and details and details and details to go right from this idea, from this huge idea that can be anything, to come to this and have this strength that this cannot, you can't get around it. You're ready. And it's a lot, man. But we've done it. And so far, everybody I've spoke to in the interviews, everybody has got this feeling of being uplifted, of this positive vibe that I wanted to give to my fans, to give them that feeling of one more step, of you can get up. It's one more step at a time. That's it. Your future is in your own hands. You can do something about it. And that was it, really. And we did everything on this guitar in the beginning. All the demos were on my old green acoustic guitar, and all of the guitar melodies, the riffs, the solos, everything was on here. And we got to getting towards the end of the writing process. We had these lovely acoustic demos. The songs, you could feel the strength of the songs and where they were going. And then I said to Chris, have we got anything else to consider? And he said, well, I've got this demo that I did a while ago. And so it's got all the drums on, all the guitars, everything, all the music, but no vocals. I said, well, leave it with me then. And that was War Within Me. And that was the last song that we worked on, and it became the title of the album because I started to see where you could describe the conflict of the self-destructive, lazy, negative side and the positive, get up, go to work, responsible side. And those two elements, that negative self-destruction and that positive responsibility, always trying to get the dominance of your mind and your personality. That's how I felt. And it's the same for everybody to varying degrees. And I described the war within me, the internal battle that I have, so that other people could see, well, yeah, I'm not the only one that has that. And also, it had to be positive. I had to show that, well, yeah, it is a war. It is a battle that I face on a lot of days, but I mustn't give in. I must not give in. I must not be defeated. I must not give in. Being down does not mean being out.
Yeah.
Being broken does not mean dead. It just means you have to heal. You have to find a way to heal. And it came over, I think, in that song. And then the artwork, I spoke to Aki, who does the artwork, and I said, look, I really want to, I want this huge head with a battle going on inside it. And then all the elements, every song has an element on the cover. So we have a song called The Unstoppable Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
So we have a picture of a little tiny wheelchair going into a black hole.
Yeah.
And I hope he would like it, if he was still alive. And then we have the Enigma letters from Alan Turing, because he solved the Enigma code. Then we have a tiny little Nikola Tesla with the lightning in his hand and all of that. So the artwork came together as well. And it all really started from that song. We had a lot of the album together. And it was, when we did the order, it was putting the three scientists together.
Yeah.
All within me at the start, and every storm ends at the end. That's when it made sense. Before then, it was an absolute struggle to get. So, well, where does every storm end go? Well, does it go number 5? Is it number 4? Is it number 3? No. As a, well, where? And it was when those three scientists went together. Yeah. Every storm ends was at the end, and War Within Me at the beginning. That was it. And then we had an order, because we always try and work to an order anyway, because one of the wonderful things about the CD format is listening from tracks from start to finish. Yeah. But here's the thing that we had. My incredible manager said, right, I've worked it out, and if we're careful with our money, we can have vinyl and CD. So we're like, oh. And we had it up there on the whiteboard, and we're going, okay, how long have we got then? So we've got to keep it around 40 minutes to fit it on the vinyl. It can only be one disc. To old school, fit it on the vinyl.
Crazy.
So we had it up there, and we're like, right. And it was just wonderful. We go, what's side 1 and what's side 2? And it was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, man, to be able to work that way. And we were out of the CD, and we were going, right, side 1. How do we end side 1? How do we start? Oh, man, it was just wonderful to think of that. And then to work on the artwork and know that the vinyl was going to be the main artwork and the CD would be the shrunk down version, not as we have over the last few years, 20 years, where it's been, oh, this is the artwork, and if you're lucky, we'll do vinyl. So this one was, we're doing vinyl, and there's your CD. So it was great, absolutely great. So that was a lot of fun to go, what's the end of side 1? It was really cool, man. And it's the first time that either of us have worked like that.
Wow, that's absolutely crazy, because actually I wanted to ask you this. If you wish to record songs or a record like in the old days for the media type vinyl and not CD, and you give me the perfect answer for that. So also how you choose the media, for instance, like the artwork, that you downscale it then to CD and not the other way around, first CD then up to vinyl. So it's very interesting. I think you are the only artist which I know during the last decade, 20 years, who is doing that. So crazy for that.
So lucky. I've a great manager, and I mean, it's very uncomfortable when some of the things he says that I can't do, but the big important things he finds a way to make it work. And when he said, this is our first release where we have vinyl and CD, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. I am my own record company. I'm absolutely tiny. I'm supported only by my fans. That's it. And to get to a place where we can bring out vinyl and CD is huge for us.
Definitely.
It's huge. So it's been incredible. And of course, I'm totally independent. So I don't have to go to anybody and say, oh, can I have the money to do this? Or, you know, a lot of times if you're with a record company, they're responsible for all the money. They will say, let's see how the CD does, and then we'll do the vinyl.
Yeah.
Or you can have vinyl if you reach this much, or something like that. You know, whereas we could go, as soon as we can afford it, we're doing vinyl and CD at the same time. Just like when we were kids, when we were 14, and you could go to the store and get the vinyl and bring it back and look at the artwork, and it's like, oh man! So it's just a great moment, and something that, you know, not just as a musician, but owning my own tiny little record company, I'm so proud of it.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about your, let me say, mindset, because the record is very positive. And you also said a couple of minutes ago, you have to choose if you are a loser or a warrior. It's up to the person itself. But where does your mindset come from? Because I see also in the interview and how you're talking, it's very focused, straight, and you have a strong mindset. Where does it come from? Where do you get your energy?
Well, it's not choosing if you're a warrior or a loser. What it is choosing the words. So people underestimate the power of words, and they underestimate the power of the words they use about themselves. So it's about this choice. So when you have an opportunity to describe yourself, and loser comes in, you can push that away and say, I'm not a loser, I'm a warrior. It's not that you choose, you make that choice to choose this word, to not choose that word, to not allow that word in. And it's very important. As a singer, I'm connected emotionally to what I do. And when I'm with my fans, I play a lot of smaller venues. I was, before all this, able to touch people and hold their hands and connect with people very, very closely. It's an emotional experience. You don't come to watch Blaze Bayley. You come to be part of a Blaze Bayley concert. You are as important as me. You are a part of this. Your energy and your vibe and your being there is just as important as me being there. And so that emotion, that connection is something that I'm very lucky to have. I'm privileged to have that.
Yeah.
And what's happened is, over the years, I've had my own mental problems. I've had a lot of difficulties to overcome, a lot of them my own fault. And I've been broke 3 times. I've started from nothing 3 times over. And every time I had the support of my wonderful, loyal fans that bought every CD, came to every concert. And I wasn't always great, man. I wasn't always the best, you know. Back in the day, sometimes I drank too much and everything. But my fans stuck by me and said, looking forward to your next album. And we're looking forward to your next tour. And so I've had that incredible support that when I had to, after Iron Maiden, and after I had to sack my band because I was in so much debt and I had to go and work a regular job in a factory, still my fans didn't give up on me, and they still asked me to record, and they still asked me to perform, and said, when will you be back? And that's really a big part of it, you know. And many times in my lyrics, I've had in some songs an anti-suicide message, tried to say, make a choice, be careful about the words that you use, don't give in to these thoughts. You don't have to be a victim of those thoughts. You can open your mind, you can get up, you can keep those thoughts away, you can build your own shield against those suicidal thoughts. And it's because I've had a lot of help from friends, from family, and my partners along the way that I've been able to keep going. Really, I've just been very, very lucky.
What I found interesting, while we are talking about positive energy, I saw you 3 or 2 years ago at the Dong Open Air. It's here in Germany on the mountain, and I know the concert this year is also announced at the Dong Open. Yeah, it was a great show. It was in a tent, and all the people, you got them, you know. You are a really good entertainer and front singer, and everybody was so hyped about that. It was a very, very good concert, and was a vibe where I say
it was a great day, day.
And that was something where I say that is someone who's standing on the stage, who's not only performing that, like you said, he's choosing his words very careful, but it has so much impact and so much power. And the people, they got it, you know. It was a perfect vibe on that. And I really, really hope maybe this year to see you at the Dong Open Air again. And if not, then the next year, of course. And I see our time is running, unfortunately, out. And there's one question left because our magazine is called Moshpit Passion. And do you have maybe an own moshpit experience from your youth day, or where you're standing on stage and you were saying, dude, what's wrong with the people? They're going nuts. They're going crazy. Is there any silly moshpit story?
I think, you know, in recent years, then before my last South American tour, then I did tours and I used local musicians and they learned my set list and different things. And Chile, that's quite a tough place, and the fans there are really enthusiastic. And I was on. It was outside of Santiago. It was somewhere up north, and it was somewhere up north. It was cold, man, and we were inside this big hall, and it was going well. But I went on, and what the fans there in that part of Chile did, one of the things they did, because it was like a festival vibe, they'd shake up their can of beer. Right, and then open it, let it explode, and throw it up in the air. Right. So I was on, and we were doing Future Real, man, and I'm there, and I'm down the front. I'm not scared of anything, and I'm not scared of my own fans. So we're there, and the beer's going everywhere. The cans are going up. What is real? Future Real? All of that. And this guy comes over from the side, this crew guy, I didn't know him, who he was, I guess, and he's standing next to me, going to people, calm down, and I go, get the fuck, man, fuck off. Oh, man, so that was a crazy mosh pit time. I'll never forget that. I hadn't seen it before, you know, people throw bottles or get, you know, at a festival, but all of the guys, they were rough as anything.
Crazy
madness it was, and it really took me back to my old days in Wolfsbane when we started. You know, people would throw things on the stage, so you know, a lot of times people close their eyes. In Wolfsbane in the early days, you couldn't close your eyes because you would get a glass or a fucking tin on your head. So you're always like this. So there I was there in Chile at that particular gig, and I was looking around, and the rest of the band, I was going, keep your eyes open, keep your eyes open. I'm like, in case of can or something like that. Oh man, it's great. It's a great night. It's absolutely fantastic. Really, really great night. So that was a great mosh pit night.
Crazy, man. Blaze, thank you very much for the time for the interview. For our viewers out there, you should pre-order the new record War Within Me. Is coming out on April 9th. It's obviously a Friday, so check it out. It's available on vinyl CD, also merch packages. Also online, I put the link down in the description. Also, please leave a comment, a like, also on Blaze Daily's Instagram and Facebook page. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you at the Dong Festival in near future.
Well, I hope to see you too. I hope you'll enjoy the album, and I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone for their support. Thank you for helping me to live my dream. Thank you for making it possible for me to write and record this album. Thank you all so much for your support.
So guys, you heard it. Thank you very much, Blaze. Have a good day.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.